Welcome back to part two of user permissions. And the last time I left you, we had a look at a subscriber or an author. Let me just double check for you. Peter is a contributor, sorry, a contributor. And you can see the contributor can be able to see the comments and able to see the posts. And when you go to his dashboard, you will see that you can see the post pages, but he can't really edit pages or can't edit categories tags. So he's very limited, although he's not that limited as a subscriber. So let's go ahead and log out. And I want to show you, let's look at the next guy, and it's called an author, and that is our John guy. So John, John 12345, and it's called password. And let's just log in. And you'll see that John has pretty much the same as a, oh gosh, what happened over here? John is the same as Peter, like, I just want to go back to our users so we can see this. John is the same as Peter, so the author is very much the same as a contributor, but they've got a little bit more. They can have a look at the posts like a contributor, but they can add media as well, right? So that's the extra thing that comes with it is you can add posts and media, comments, and then of course profile, and you can go and alter basic settings, right? So this is just basically you can't really to be honest, you can't really edit something, but it adds a tool section for you. And that is basically looking at an author. The next one, of course, is an administrator, but the editor is the next one we're going to have a look at. So I'm just going to log out here. And that's the important thing about a blog site is you got to make sure that you know whom is going to do what, right? Especially when you have a large website, you're going to have certain people that's only a contributor, certain people that is only and. So the next thing that we're going to look at is an editor, right? So the editor has got way more than just your normal contributor, your normal subscriber, author, right? It's not an administrator, but it is the one just below that. And you can see that they can add pages as well. They can go and custom comments, posts, and so forth, but they're still pretty limited, right? They're still very limited as to exactly what they can do. And that's the thing about, that's the thing about it. So, you've still got your profile section. So the extra thing that comes with it is the pages section. So you're giving them freedom to alter pages, but it's still limited. They can go and change plugins and that kind of stuff. So if you have a client that you've created a website for, the best thing that you can do is you can actually create them their profile and create an editor profile for them, because then that the website won't be edited and altered. It will only be changed to a certain level. They can only be adding extra pages and so forth. So you can go and set your menu to actually once your client adds a page, it automatically puts it to the menu, right? So you can go and do that. That makes sense, right? That makes sense when you create a WordPress site for a client to make them an editor instead of making them an admin. Well, it depends on each client, though, right? So most of the times I make my clients admins because they end up never going into the WordPress site. However, you do get clients that do that. So always got to differentiate which will be the best. Which will be the best role for whom, and that's quite important, right? It's quite important to understand them, and we've gone through this and we know now, okay, this is what everything does, and we know now how limited each one is. So it's quite, we have summed up this quite well. So the last thing I want to leave you with is the post section, and you can see you've got a quick way of looking at how many posts each person has contributed to the WordPress site. You can also see at the top here, you can see I've got one administrator, one editor, one author, one contributor, one subscriber. Just a breadcrumb that explains to you how many I've got of what. So I'm just going to go and highlight these guys, and I'm going to do a mass bulk delete move, right? We don't really need them. So I'm just going to go and delete all of them. So I'm just going to close this one, and it's going to say you have specified these users for deletion. It's going to show you the users, and I'm going to say, yeah, that's fine. Delete all their posts. That's fine, because they didn't contribute. But if people did contribute, and that's another thing we're going to have a look at, is you're going to if WordPress allows me to go back, this is where, if let's say someone got laid off at work, right, and you are the boss, right, or you've got a client that's got someone laid off, and they're asking you, okay, come on, can you please remove them from our WordPress site? And you can go, okay, fine, and that's what we're going to look at, right? Let's say that person that you're removing from the WordPress site, you want their posts to move to someone else's name. And that's what you can do. You can click on, okay, attribute all the posts to, and you can add it to a certain other name. So if you've got more users here, it's going to allow you to, add it to a specific name. And then you can say confirm deletion. So the cool thing about that is all that person's posts will automatically be added to the other person's name. So that's a quick way of doing it. And that's in essence, users, and that is permissions as well. So the last thing I want to leave you with is, let's go to our dashboard. And when you're at the dashboard, and this is my admin now, and this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is actually going and editing your own profile. You can do that from the toolbar section. So you can just edit my profile, and then you can go back to the settings that we've covered in the past videos, where you can go and chop and change this. That was user permissions.